Good day, everyone. My name is Fedor.
And I am Ross.
And we are coming to you from cheapwatchreviews.com.
And today we're looking at the Seiko Stargate.
The Stargate SKZ325, 323, 327.
Yes. Known for its Stargate-like pip right there. And I like that word pip.
Yeah, I do too. It reminds me of Pip from, what's that fable?
Pip.
Pip, the Pip. Yes.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, good fable.
Yes. I heard it a lot growing up. And it reminds me of this watch, which is exactly why I like it.
Yeah, it is. It actually kind of has a little bit of a sensual shape, if you really think about it.
Yes.
So from the side, you see how it kind of curves to conform to your wrist. So this watch is actually really comfortable when you wear it on your wrist. So do you want to go over some of the features of this watch?
Yes. First, I guess I'll start with what you were talking about, the shape of the case. Seiko has a very unique design style. A lot of people describe it as a sculpted case. And you'll notice here that it does kind of have that curvature to it, which is really nice for it fitting on your wrist. You notice that there's a brushed kind of centerpiece right here with the two polished sides on either side of it. And the overall shape of it is very similar, has a similar design style to a lot of their other well-known divers, including the Marine Master, the 600 millimeter or meter Marine Master, and also the Sumo, but just kind of different widths and thicknesses. So it's cool to see that that style in a more affordable watch.
Yeah, so kind of going off of that, this is Seiko's mid-line sports diver. As we can see on the dial, it says automatic diver. So that means that it's ISO certified, like many of Seiko's watches are, so you will be fine taking it to just about any depth that your body can handle. So talking about the dial, for example, there's a lot of depth that's on the dial. We can see the chapter ring that's slightly beveled that goes into the indices, which are actually placed on a single plane disc, which is applied to the face of the watch, so it kind of gives it a nice deep look. Also, we can see the kind of classic sumo-like sword hands on the dial, which are very easy to see, and they have the awesome Seiko loom. So do you want to talk a little bit about the water resistance features?
Yep, so it is a 200 meter dive watch, ISO certified. So that does mean that you can easily take it swimming and actually take it diving, which is one of the cool features of a lot of the Seiko watches. It also has a screw down crown, which contributes to its water resistance, and you'll see there's kind of a nice little black accent there. On the other variations, there is a version that has a red accent there and a red hand, and that's actually a really cool version as well.
Red hand. Red hand. That was weird. Let's not do that again.
Let's do it one more time.
Let's do it.
It also has a screw down case back, which is decorated and looks really nice, and that also contributes to the water resistance. Now, why don't you tell us about the band?
So the band is actually quite nice. It has a very high-end look to it. However, I'd have to say that the feel is not quite up to snuff with the higher offerings, because this actually looks more like some of the Marine Master divers and the Sumo bracelets as well. So it's 22 millimeter band. It has polished center sections in the middle, as well as actually solid end links. So from that point of view, it's a very nice bracelet. However, we have the traditional Seiko clasp, which I guess it works brilliantly just for us, with, as you've noticed probably in some of our other reviews if you've seen them. We just think it could be a little bit better. But again, for the price, you absolutely cannot complain about it. So another feature, of course, it comes with the dive extension. So if I don't make a fool out of myself opening it, I will show you. And of course, I'm making a fool of myself trying to open it. There we go. So we can see that we get an extra, I'd say probably 3/4 of an inch to get over your wetsuit, which I wear to work every day. That's not true. I made that up. I don't know why I even said that. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
Yeah, I am sorry. But I don't take it back.
Well, I don't know if I can forgive you then.
Well, I don't really care because it's my hand and it's red.
It's true. It's very, very red. So you notice that this is a fairly sizable watch. The case is 44 millimeters, but it's really not that tall, which is kind of nice. It's only about 13 millimeters tall, so it fits really nice on your wrist, especially with the curvature. And it really has a really nice profile to it. We both have worn the Marine Master and the Sumo, and this is kind of somewhere in between, where it's a little wider than the Marine Master, but not as tall. So it does look really good on the wrist. It has kind of the standard Seiko 7S36 movement, which is the movement they put in a lot of dive watches at this price point. It's a workhorse movement, so its accuracy, we've seen anywhere between plus minus 1 second a day if you're really lucky, and on the high end, plus minus 40 seconds a day. So it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. Some of these movements are basically, if you regulate them or you take them in, they can be absolutely brilliant. But out of the box, it's kind of very hit or miss when it comes to actual times, because a lot of the units, like Ross mentioned, have been within cost accuracies. So
yeah, it's a mixed bag, but it is an in-house movement, which is kind of cool. They're very reliable. If you do need to replace it, it's $50, so it's really cheap. But they're not hacking or hand winding, so they're a little bit hard to really get the to make them accurate to the second, even just in setting them. So those would be things that would be nice. But hey, for the price point, which you can find these anywhere between $180 to $250, depending
on the Cheap Watch Review store.
Yes, which is the only place you should buy, because otherwise they're probably fake.
Yeah. I don't think we can legally say that.
I just did, and I'm sorry, but I don't take it back.
Okay, no, fair enough. I pulled that trick earlier. So, by the way, I think we should mention that we're using a new camera setup since our last videos. Before, we were using a Canon 7D with a 50mm 1.4 aperture lens, and now we're actually using an iPhone 5S. So hopefully you guys like it. The HD video seems to be quite good. Hopefully the sound's not too bad. And the rest of our reviews will be on the iPhone 5S. And what color is it?
Red hands.
Red hand.
Yes.
I was going to say gold.
It is gold. It has a red hand.
It has a red 440.